And welcome to Six-Sided Studios. This is our first video ever, our first HeroClix Vidcast. Today your hosts are myself, Carlito, and my buddy here, Dane Simpson. And we're going to be talking to you about the Infinity Gauntlet, a new organized play event set up by WizKids to bring in new players and set up playgroups. So, just getting started, is the Infinity Gauntlet is an eight-month event. First month's the Infinity Gauntlet, the next 6 months are one of each gems, and the eighth month is Thanos and his Shrine to Death. I'm really excited for it. I think it's a great, event for organized play and to grow your play group. But we're really going to talk about what we think the Infinity Gauntlet is going to do to the play environment, the format, if WizKids chooses to make it legal, because it hasn't quite been announced yet that it would be legal.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the big thing here is that it's, it is a really cool event that is going to be taking place over a series of months. So, it's a long, ongoing thing. It's not you come out once, you get all your stuff, you're done. It's really open to a lot of players because there are so many of the Infinity Gauntlets available, especially to a lot smaller play groups where you're looking to grow your play group. All the gems are readily available. Even the characters that are prizes are, fairly available.
Yeah, they're not too bad. They are worth a decent amount, but they're not like inflated $80 figures, $100 figures to be completely unattainable. So getting to what we want to talk about is what it's going to do to the format is, personally, I was really excited for it at first, because what it's going to do is my favorite character, Death Wolverine. It's going to allow some of those characters, like Death Wolverine, he's good, but he's not super competitive. It's going to allow some of them to bump them up to that point of being competitive, and it's going to put them where they need to be. It's going to give them that boost. Now, me and Dana played a lot of games, pretending that it was just the one gem, pretending it had multiple gems, pretending it had all the gems. We actually did do a fair bit of play testing for it. And while it does do a great job for a lot of mid-range 100-point figures and things like that, it also, unfortunately, the characters that are already the top tier, like Nightcrawler was actually a big one who just abuses this. It puts them over the top. They're already top tier, and it makes them insane. You can make Nightcrawler 126 points. He'll have willpower, and characters with willpower or Indomitable abuse this more than normal figures because they're clicking through it faster. Yeah. So once you give Nightcrawler that Indomitable, he can put the dangles on anybody, especially in that helicarrier map of all the walls. He can put the dangles on anyone until he hits the 3. Right, where he's got +2 to all his stats, and then he's just going to tear you apart.
Well, yeah, at that point, he's basically the reason that, he's good and, he's broken and everything like that, but the reason that he's not, like, the end-all, be-all of characters is the fact that he only has 2 damage. So when he's going up to 4 damage, he's just impossible to deal with,
Plus, you can pick super strength once you can start choosing your powers to do even more damage on those big figures. Yeah. I think, it's going to be... I think it's going to be an issue. I'm actually beginning to hope that they almost don't make it legal. However, I am excited to use it on certain figures. Professor X would be really cool with it.
Yeah, definitely. And the thing that I'm really excited for is to be able to take it and play it with different combinations of gems and work with each individual figure to sort of see where it is. Looking at some of the characters that I've played it with, like the giant-sized X-Men Sabretooth, what gems is he going to want to play with? Like, versus which ones are Prof X going to want to play with versus which ones are the 150-point Superman going to want to play with?
I think the Soul Gem is going to be kind of the must-have.
Yeah, definitely.
If my prediction is if you're not going to use all the gems to make your guy power cosmic or quintessence, you're going to be wanting to use the soul gem, the power gem, and the reality gem, the one that gives you probability control. Because I mean, healing when you kill someone, range combat expert, so you kill them faster, and you get to reroll your own attack. That's pretty huge. The other ones are still good. Just if you're thinking aggressively, those are the 3 gems.
Oh, definitely.
If you're thinking control, I mean, mind control is always nice. It's not the greatest power. Incapacitate and super sense is one of them gives you, which is pretty cool. And telekinesis is probably the big one that it gives someone.
Yeah, I mean, when we played a game in which I was using Jonah Jameson, I think was the support piece I had. And then I had Sabretooth and Queen of Fables. Queen of Fables was the one who was wearing the gauntlet, only with the soul gem, I think, too.
Yeah.
And, you know, on a character who has a lot of survivability, I think is where that really becomes a really great piece and sort of pushes them over the edge. You know, when you're not getting one-shotted, like, you know, some of the Wolverines, where you're getting into, you know, I think about 7 to 10 life, that's where the gem really becomes a major player, because you're getting that survivability out of it, and you're getting into those clicks where you get extra.
It makes characters that have, let's say, hypersonic already and indomitable, or just mostly indomitable, it allows them, I feel, to abuse it too much, and it makes it a little too much. In conclusion, it's a really cool idea. I love the event. I'm just afraid for what it's going to do to the format, where it does push those already powerful characters right over the top. Yeah,
and for me, I think that you're going to see, if you come up against an opponent who's got it, and you are a piece that are playing an army that really needs to use positioning and strategy to sort of get your alpha strike, or, you know, whatever, it puts you on a clock, definitely, because you don't want them obtaining godhood, essentially, and getting that +2 combat stat. So, you know, putting people on a clock, I guess, is a good thing, because they need to hurry up and play their game, so they're not going to go to time. But at the same time, you know,
it doesn't take that long to get it to 3. We played it out; it went pretty quick. The other problem I find with it is, I think you're going to see every army use it. If it only made 50% of the armies, like those less good armies, if it bumped them up to being on par, I would be perfectly fine with it. The problem is, I feel that you're going to go across you're going to look across the table, you're going to have an Infinity Gauntlet, they're going to have an Infinity Gauntlet, and that's just going to be the state of the game. But,
I guess my big question is, do you think going into you know, Gen Con this year for Worlds, are we going to see this, like, if it is legal, are we going to see this at the top tables? Is everybody going to be bringing this to Worlds?
If it's legal, yes. However, I don't think by the time Gen Con rolls around, we'll have all the gems released. So I don't think it'll be this year, but I think it'll be next year for sure. That's 2 guys' opinion. Thanks for coming by the Six Sided Studios. We hope to be posting a lot more videos. Like us on Facebook, subscribe, do whatever you got to do to keep us supporting us, and we want to be making more videos.